Just gonna find miscon on my thingy here. And what we have here is we have no essential key being pressed. Now what we do in theory here is we return a boolean, and what we're checking is we're saying, you know, is any decent key being pressed? No essential key being pressed. Is any essential key being pressed? Right, and we return yes or no, pretty much true or false. So if db up key, obviously that's our upper hierarchy, and what we do is we put an exclamation mark here. So we're saying if db up key equals false, and db left key equals false, and let's copy these. There's no point keeping all this, and that, and delete the last one because we only need 4 of them. Left key, and third one is the right key, and that should be the down key. And down key, so if they all equal false, return true, because we're saying no essential key is being pressed. Return true. Now this is essential so we can display the right animations for the right key. So if he's not pressing anything, we don't want to be returning anything. So return false otherwise. So if this statement doesn't equal true, we return false. Okay, now something I forgot to do is make sure you have this here before, so we can call it through the class. So we've done this now, and we go back to character events. So if misc dot, yeah, there we go, no essential key being pressed. So if no essential key is being pressed, we do these animations. Otherwise, we do other specific animations. Okay, so just click that. Yeah, so if no essential key being pressed, and db timer minus, oops, that's a method, make sure we don't forget that, walking time. Also, we need to do a check for errors in a second, I'm sure we'll find some, is greater than 120, and jumping equals false. We want to make sure we display every animation. Equals false, and falling equals false. Alright, and you'll see me sometimes I'll do equals false, and sometimes I'll do the exclamation mark. It's really up to what I'm feeling like, although it doesn't really matter. Walking timer equals db timer. So this handles our walking animations. Sorry about that, hit the mic. So then we say if current Mario, oops, if current Mario equals normal Mario. Now because we have different images for each Mario, we need to make sure we display the right one. So what we do here is we're going to say, because he's a sprite, we're going to say db sprite, and all we're going to have to do for this one is pretty much, so our sprite ID is Mario, and we want to do player x minus map x. This has to be done because we want to update the map. We want to update the map with the player, so player y minus map x. This is also part of the code from, because we're displaying the main character, this is from Peterman as well, pretty much. The idea is his. So we've got that one. And then we're saying else if else if he doesn't equal normal Mario, if he equals Fire Mario, big F there, Fire Mario. So else if equals that one, we do exactly the same as here, except we change the final image. We call it Fire Mario still, so he's not moving. On that one I called it just Mario because that's the default image, but on this one I'm calling it still because I just had a bunch of renaming sessions with it. So what we're saying here then is, so we close this one because we've done that pretty much. Else if jumping, all we can do here is we can just go with that, and if jumping or falling, sorry, not and, or falling, so if either of these conditions are true, to put equals true, up to you, then we say, we can just copy this, right, we can just copy this and that's fine. Put it there. So if current Mario equals normal Mario, we display this. So if he's falling or jumping, we display the jumping animation. Fire Mario jump. So if he's falling or jumping, we show that. Just jump. So make sure that's right. Player X, player. And these will be the same because they're the same sprite ID. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is going to say. Now these things are what we've done so far is basically. You know, we said if no key's being pressed, put this animation. If falling is happening, put this animation. Now, what we're going to do now is we're saying if walking right equals true. Now, the reason why I had to do this is not only just well, mainly for the map at the end, but also because I think it's a good idea. So you tell him he's walking right, and you move him right. So you either turn this on or off. So if db sprite mirrored Mario. So if it's being mirrored, yeah. So if it's being mirrored, then we mirror them. That's right. So let's just copy that. Sprite mirror, db mirror sprite. That's the name of the action. Mirror sprite. So mirror that. So if he's not being mirrored, so what happens here is if he's turning one side he shouldn't be, you press the right key, then you change him to the other side. And this you'll see will happen exactly when we do if walking equals left, which will be the exact opposite. If db timer minus walking timer is greater than 100, so every 100 seconds let's update the movement animation, just like this one, walking timer equals db timer. And then from then what we do is we say if current Mario, oh damn it, that's exactly the same as that, so we can copy that. Got a bit confused there, what did I miss out? Oh no, that's fine, that's fine. Oh shizzles. Yeah, so that these should all be within that, so let's put that like that, and then we have our statement there. So if oops, not that, I'm such an idiot. So press this key to go back. If db sprite mirrored, yep, that seems fine to me. Let's just move this down a little bit. So what we're saying here is we're saying if db sprite mirrored, if it's not mirrored, mirror it, and then we're saying if db time is greater than 100, walking time equals if current Mario, yeah, equals normal Mario, and jumping equals false. So what we'll do is we'll do the shortcut way. Probably not shortcut since I've already taken my time with this, but if falling, so just do that. So if not jumping and not falling, we're going to say if that's not happening, we want to say if current Mario equals normal Mario. So this is a fair bit of code here actually. Need a bit of space here. Walking timer, so we reset the walking timer. Let's get it over there and separate these things. If current Mario equals normal Mario and jumping equals false. Yeah, so what we want to say then here is we want to say if db sprite image, so if the image within that sprite the sprite Mario equals Mario, so if he's got his default image as in he's standing still, what we do here is we display Mario and we display the Mario walk animation. So if his animation was normal before, we display the walking one. Otherwise, else, let's copy this again. db sprite. What we want to show here, just Mario by himself standing still. So if the sprite doesn't equal Mario, we show him standing still. Yep, and that seems fair to me. Yep. So if he's no longer running, right, then we move him to a standstill. Sometimes my own code actually confuses me because it's I don't know. So if current equals and not forwarding equals, so what we do now is do an else if to that. So then what we do here is we say it's just like this one pretty much. Yeah, so it's just like this one. And so fire Mario, we're gonna call that yeah, so if current Mario equals fire Mario and jumping is not equal to true and falling is not true either, we copy this bit which is exactly the same. Well, some changes obviously, but so call this on fire Mario walk, make sure that variable's good. It's not fire Mario walk. What did I do wrong? No, it is fine. Stupid Visual Studio is slow as crap sometimes. Fire Mario still. I've got a feeling we might be writing this too much, as in this might not be necessary, but I'm not too sure. Once again we displayed the sprite of Mario and we move down. Now, just like this one, we can literally just copy this because it's very similar. So what we're saying here is we're saying if walking left equals true. So this has got to be an else. Actually, it doesn't have to be an else if, sorry. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. If, oh shit, sorry. If walking left, so if he's walking left this time, if db sprite mirrored equals 0, so if he's not mirrored, then mirror him because he's walking left. So, damn it, equals 0. Make sure you do not put the equals 0 inside this, because then you're not going to get the result you want. So if he's not mirrored, mirror them. Then all we're doing here literally is just reversing a few things. And I think that's it really, we don't change anything else. Yeah, that's it. See, so all we had to change is the way they get mirrored. So really, if you think about it, this code's a big piece of crap, but I can't rewrite it now. So, probably should have seen this before. So we finished this method now. I hope so anyway. Do we have an else statement to... We don't. So this should be alright. So if walking, you can only walk two ways, so either left or right, and that should be alright. So let's just put a few of these, make sure these are alright. Yep, that seems right. We have so many semicolons there, eventually it just gets complicated. And we check this one here. This one should be for our top one, and this is our last one. So that's our method complete. Our player animations method. So this handles all our animations and stuff. Probably can be simplified. Well, I'm pretty sure it can now that I've seen it, but we're not going to do that. You can do that yourself if you like. Or maybe I'll do it for the next version. Probably won't though. It works, so I'm going to leave it. So our next method is create player. Now this will be used for when. You remember that method we commented out earlier? We're going to uncomment that once we've done this. We use that commenting. So basically, when it finds the M on the map, it spawns the initial player. Well, it throws this function, this method. I actually don't know very much what are the differences between functions and methods, because in C# we call them methods. Well, at least they do in college, which is I always thought it was stupid because I wasn't used to that. I guess I was used to the way of calling them functions from C, just C by itself. So I don't know what's the difference between them. I guess if you can Google it, you'll find out quite quickly. But I think that's a real basic thing to, you know, why do you need to call them methods? But anyways, just random. Talking about random crap. So current Mario, so if he died, what we want to do is spawn him as normal Mario, because if he was previously Fire Mario, we want to make sure he spawned as normal Mario. So current Mario equals normal Mario. Next thing we want to do is we want to say db sprite, in case that sprite didn't exist, we are creating it. Odds are the sprite existed already. Well, if he's respawning, if he's just been created for the first time, it didn't yet exist. Player X, player Y. So this doesn't really matter, because as soon as you spawned him, it gets updated on the Mario's physics, which we will do in a little bit. db set sprite. Now, what I believe this does, I had to do this quite a while ago. I'm not too sure, but what I think this does is this makes